Well, hello and welcome to Hull Seahawks Behind the Curtain. And this is episode 45. And in our last showing, we promised you a very, very special episode here for 45. And we've got an excellent guest joining us today, Matty. We're very excited to welcome to the Hull Seahawks faithful our new non-British trained player, Kaden Hanas. How are you, sir?
Doing fantastic. Excited to get going.
Joining us all the way from Calgary today. You've got a very busy week, I hear.
Yeah. Very busy week with the Stampede in town. So it's been nonstop all week.
Obviously, Matt, we've had a lot of conversations this year and last year as well about the process of finding these imports for, I don't like to use the word now because it just creates a whole host of havoc with people guessing who is and who isn't. But when you've got to bring in these free, non-British trained players, you got to really have got to find the right guys, haven't you? And it's even more difficult with, players from North America because what we see of them is a little bit less, and you've got to rely on, agents and footage and, words that you've heard from people you know. How does it all happen, and sort of how does this one come about?
Yeah, I mean, so this year was important for me to, it was an interesting one with like recruiting this year because obviously I knew, and we talked about this with about the Brock situation and sort of where that left us as a team. But it was interesting with Kaden because I had to sort of wait a little bit longer than I would have liked um, to actually know exactly where we was. Obviously Dave Phillips signing was sort of that green light, I guess, for me to to really go after Kid. I mean, I was speaking with Caden's agent for quite a while, to be fair, even towards the end of the season, and I'd known about him. I'd watched his video for quite a while. I'd done a little bit of digging on him, and I spoke to his coach, and just little things, just getting an idea of exactly the player and the person. And then when you speak to I spoke to him, and it was immediately I knew he was the right fit for us. Like I said before, I think for us it's about good people and what they're like as people that they're going to bring in, and sort of with the team we've got, how they're going to mesh. And I think as a player, for me, the way our team is sort of looking for this year is obviously we've got some offensive talent already. Obviously, we know about Sobs and Emil and Bobby and obviously with Huey. So for me, this import was needed to have more than just out and out offense, and I needed him to be just an all around really good player, someone that can do everything really well. And I think we've seen with imports across the league that it's really important that you get guys that can play different situations. And one player I really liked last year was Matt Barron from Leeds. I thought he was quite underrated really for what he offered Leeds. I thought, in games where they'd beat us, I think he was right up there with, the best player on the ice. And watching Kaden's video, I think, it's similar in that he can bring more than just the goals, the assists. He's going to bring, the work rate and the leadership that, playing over there in a different environment and, with players that are, of a different level at times is like what you're getting from a player that is bringing sort of that wealth of knowledge of playing in different scenarios. And like I say, like playing different roles within our team, I think it's going to be massive for us. And yeah, it was an important decision for me, and making sure that we had the right fit. And like I say, once I spoke to him, I knew it was a good lad and ready to come in and just sort of help us win, which is the key.
On your side of that, then, Caden, it's Mike's mentioned you speaking to your agent, and then when he first gets in contact with you, what sort of goes through your mind? Because obviously you never played out of Canada, and that opportunity and the idea of moving, across the pond, in a new city, it's a different game over here, almost in the style. what was your thoughts on sort of, and how did he come to the decision to just go for it?
Well, yeah, I guess first my mom's born in Scotland, so I've kind of visited over there, and ever since I went when I was younger, I had this goal of coming over and playing hockey, whether it be in the Elite League, whether it be in the NHL, wherever. I just wanted to come over and see the country. And then yeah, after my senior year here, I got talking with an agent here, Ryan Minkoff, and then through him, we got chatting with Maddie, and there was a couple other teams of interest, but I've heard such good things about Hull and the culture you guys got there. So once it kind of started to progress, I thought it was a no-brainer. I mean, you can see what Maddie's done with the program. You can see the trajectory that they're on, and everything's trending upward. And obviously, it's I think you're dumb not to want to be part of that. So as soon as the opportunity kind of came, it was absolutely no-brainer, and yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to come in and play that depth role that Maddie's looking for, and hopefully we can bring some hardware back to Hull.
It's something I was just going to question actually, because everyone is going to be straight onto Elite Prospects, and they'll see that British flag on there, and they'll be wondering, as I said, import or not an import. Yeah, obviously you are Canadian trained, so you do class as a non-British trained player, but as Matty said, it's important that he fills those roles with the right type of guy. And in terms of everything you've just said there, what Matty said, it seems to fit exactly what the other side are looking for in terms of the personality, the attitude, but the game as well. So in terms of your career, obviously you've been playing at SCIT Southern Alberta Institute of Tech so the last 3 years, isn't it? Sort
Yeah,
of Canadian college system.
yeah, yeah. So I obviously played junior here in North America in Spokane and Drumheller, and then I went to SAIT, really good education there. So that was a big thing for me, was getting a good degree. So they offer really good schooling, and I got my degree from SAIT and played hockey there I was there for 4 years, but COVID obviously
Oh, yeah.
canceled one of them out. So then the last 3 years, yeah, I've been there, and it's been a fantastic group of guys there. Grew as a player, grew as a person, matured a lot, and they run a really good program there, and it's a really good league. So it was an awesome 4 years, and thankful for the people there and the coaches and the whole entire program. And then obviously can't wait to get started with you guys there in Hull.
In terms of those obviously 3 years on the ice, in college, sort of how would you describe your role and what you were doing for the team? Obviously, I can see just statistically, things like points increasing. Look at other records. You look at, look at penalty minutes, and there's something that everyone loves in Hull. They love someone who's gonna, rack up a few of those as well. How would you describe your game?
Yeah, I pride myself on kind of being able to do everything. I can play on the power play, I can kill penalties, I block shots. I can be an offensive player. I just like to kind of do everything. And growing up, my dad always told me, if you can't be great at one thing, you better be okay at everything else. So I always took pride in looking after every part of my game. So that's kind of where I've been able to grow as a player, and I've been able to get lots of opportunities because I can come in and do everything. I don't limit myself to just being able to do one thing. So whether it be killing penalties or playing on the power play, or playing second, third line roles and blocking shots, I'm going to do whatever it takes to win. Pride myself on being a leader too. I feel like that's one of my stronger qualities. So just I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna do everything I can, whatever the team needs me to do. I'm just gonna do that.
I'm just going to throw it back to you, Matty. So I think a lot of the things that Kaden just mentioned there, I think I don't know if you've even chance to read it. I know you're such a busy guy, but watching Kaden sort of highlight reel back again just before we did this, I wrote down a few notes, sent them to yourself, and it's a lot of what Caden's saying. You switch on defensively, block shots, forechecks, wins it back. Good calm attitude. Finds the right pass. Can finish as well and throws his weight around when he has to. It's a guy who can do everything.
Yeah, I mean, I've watched his video quite a lot over the past few months, and obviously it's tough to find, exactly, you can always see highlights and think, what a player might look like, or not look like, I guess. But from the little bit that I've seen of Kaden, I've got a pretty good eye for it, and I know, the way he skates, the way he can move. He's got a good skating stride, and like you say, he's got something that I think we probably missed a lot last year. With someone that was willing to just, like you mentioned there, just be able to do everything. You know, Sobs is someone that obviously will kill, and you know, but we know what he is, right? He's a very offensive player, and I think, you know, bringing Huey in, again, he's someone that's played roles his whole career and done different things, but I think, you know, again, in this league, he's an offensive player, right? And I think for me, I think it was very important that I got this last piece, and Kaden will bring a lot to this team. He's going to play in all the situations, and he's gonna be a big part of it. And I'll lean on him a lot because, you know, it's sort of, you know, what we had with Finn last year was, I guess this is sort of, in my mind anyway, it's sort of a like for like. I think Caden's going to be, you know, a little bit bigger and a little bit stronger and can maybe offer a little bit more of that side of it as well. But I think it's just as good as, you know, production wise. I think we're going to see just the same, if not more, from Kaden. So yeah, I think it's that, like I say, it's a huge part of it. It's a massive part that you know, he's got that passport as well for us. I can tell you right now that makes life a lot easier. So yeah, and like you mentioned there, his mum's born here. That's a, you know, speaking to him, knowing that that's something that he really wanted to do. That again is something that makes me just want the lad to come here more, because I know he wants to be here. He wants to come in and wants to help us win, right? And I think, you know, we've spoke about this a lot, but you know, we really are in this now, you know, third year spot, and you know, I've built this team to win, and every piece of it that I've added this year is, you know, people perception of players and what they think players are, but every player that I've brought in has got a specific and role that I think they're going to bring to this team, and it's only made us better, stronger depth wise. I think we've got a lot more this year, and I think again the players that I've added are honestly just, you know, men, they're professionals who've played for a long time. And with Kaden bringing, you know, that league he's played in is a really good league. We've seen a lot of players over here that have played in that league. It's the youth sport of the West, but I guess it's a lot more, you know, from my digging and asking people that know more of it than I do. It's pretty physical, a lot more physical than the East would be. And I think, I mean, everyone that I've ever seen come over here from the west side are built a little bit different, let's say. They just have a little bit more, you know, spit and sawdust about them, a little bit more like, you know, like with Brock had last year. You know, the kid broke his cheekbone, played the next night pretty much. So it's stuff like that that really goes a long way, right? And I think, you know, to win, it's a long year, and you've got to have guys that are fully bought in and want to put in that extra to win. So yeah, really, really happy with what we have. This piece of Kaden, I think he's gonna love it here. All the lads are great. He's a good lad, and I think he fits in. So it's perfect.
Just going to throw it back to you there, Matt. You mentioned the depth, and it's something we have had discussions on already. We've spoke a lot about how, you know, well balanced Kaden is a player, but offensively, we've talked a lot about, you know, the best teams in this league have almost two first lines. They have a, you know, fantastic top six. Is Kaden the final piece to round out yours, do you think, with how you've got it planned out right now?
Yeah, that's exactly. Yeah, he's you know, I think I've got 6, 7 really, really top players for this level. And yeah, I think it's he's going to fit in really well with either of them centermen that are going to play there. He can also play in the middle, which is a big part of it in recruitment for me, because touch wood, you never know what can happen, but I know he can jump in there. It's very important to have good centers in this league, and having someone like him that can jump there is a big part of it. But yeah, for me it was, you know, day one of recruitment was goalie and get 2 lines that can win this league. You need a 2-1-2 punch to win this league. It's only going to be better this year. I mean, if you look at, you know, what has changed this year going in is there's 3 import goalies been added. All of them look pretty good. It's not going to be easy to score goals. You know, looking at the Brits that are still in the league with Gozzi and Headley and the Mars, this league will change a little bit. I think this year it'll be a little bit more, I think, lower scoring. I think we're going to see some import D-men added as well, and I think it's just going to have a bit of a different feel to it. And you have to be built top to bottom to win and have like every piece in the puzzle that you need to win games.
Just kind of move back across to yourself now, Kaden. You mentioned obviously, you've wanted to come across here and play. You mentioned obviously, Elite League and IHL. Do you follow much British hockey? Do you know, sort of, is it something that you've really focused on this year, knowing it might have been, an actual opportunity coming around the corner, or is it something you have followed before?
Yeah, I've been following it. It's probably since my second year in school. I've been doing lots of research on the EIHL, the NIHL, and then I've had actually a couple buddies play in the Elite League. I work out with a few guys that were in the Elite League last year, and just talking with them and yeah, I've done tons of research on. I've watched lots of highlights. I've watched lots of Hall highlights. I'm pretty interested in it. I'm a big hockey guy, so I love looking at all the rinks and all the everything UK. Yeah, I could say easy answer. Yeah, I've done lots of research on it.
I say I'm looking forward to seeing in front of a busy rink. I would say, with the college, the hockey, it sometimes varies town to town, doesn't it, as to whether it's going to be a big crowd. But one thing you'll certainly get back in Hull is, probably we're looking at the numbers this year, Matty. It's going to be a packed rink pretty much every night, isn't it?
Well, hopefully, mate. Yeah. Hopefully, I think it's going to start off. I think pretty straight in. I think we're going to have some big crowds, and again, it's down to us to do our jobs on the ice, winning. We know what they're like, they'll come. But I think we've done enough work now, like last 2 years, to get a real interest to it, and yeah, I think it'll be good to see the boys out there, new shirts on, packed rink, ready to go.
No, certainly will be. Of course, season ahead, Caden. You will have seen, from following, Hull, and what you've seen of highlights. And I know you've mentioned already, you've watched a few of these podcasts already as well, that it's a big year for the club. Year three, as Matty said, he's built a team to win. It came, very, very close last year in terms of, cup final. It got made that top four push that it needed to do. And unfortunately, things just didn't, happen the way they really should have done in the playoffs. But it means that it's an even hungrier team this year, and obviously you coming into that, and as Matty's mentioned, a few other key pieces to the puzzle that he's added that he thinks he's maybe found the formula now. Are you excited for what that means in the year ahead?
Yeah, I mean, any chance you have to go play for a team that's competitive and has a chance to win is you have to be excited. I mean, I don't like I play hockey to win. I hate to lose. I'm I can't wait to come in and hopefully bring some hardware back, and just even talking to Maddie and talking to yourself and the vibe you guys have around the rink and the team and the fans. Like it's an organization that wants to win and they're there to win. So it's to be part of that is amazing, and I can't wait to come in and hopefully get something done.
No, I'd say it's been a great off season so far. All the signings, the family fun day had 300-400 people there just for a fun day the other week. It's a phenomenal set of fans that can't wait, obviously, to see us hitting the ice in, well, it's just over a month's time now. And one thing we'll be seeing, obviously, it's big Yorkshire derbies to start off with the pre-season, the Yorkshire Cup, 2 games against Sheffield and Leeds, and then we're straight into the cup format. And of course, that's something that's a little bit early into North American sports, something other than a regular season. We've got 10 games at the start of the season to make a cup semi-final. Of course, it's something that Hull achieved last year. And it just means that those first couple of weeks when, yourself and a few of the guys arrived, that they're important weeks on the ice to get ready for those cup games.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly. When I've been on the ice, I'm on the ice quite a bit here in Calgary, and yeah, coming over it, it's the rules are a little different. It's interesting how you guys set it up with the cups and the different kind of things you guys got going on. So I'm excited to learn about that and see how it is. And yeah, like obviously, like you said, the first 10 games are going to be important, and you gotta obviously do well. So I'm interested to see how it all plays out and the different format and stuff. It'll be exciting.
Talked a lot about on the ice, off the ice as well. You've mentioned, you've had trips to the UK already, but when's the last time you came over?
Last time I came over I was just finishing grade 8, so that would have been like 2014.
I think
So
that's,
about 10 years ago.
as we've seen a whole different side of the UK maybe this time. Anything you've got sort of bucket listed already? What's the, other than, hopefully winning silverware, for the whole Seahawks, what else are you looking to make, to get done during the year? Of course, there'll be the odd, quiet week. There'll be, midweek breaks and things like that. I know that Brock and Bobby managed to find time to go down to London midweek last year and things like that. Have you got any things that you want to do whilst you're here?
Yeah, well, I want to watch an Elite League game. I'm for sure going to do that. I want to go see Liverpool play the soccer, like what I guess football. You guys, it's football. And
I only sign Liverpool fans, mate.
Oh, well, after
That's
I
it.
wrongly identified Lee Hayward last week, I think we had to
Yeah,
find
yeah,
one, didn't we?
yeah. I had to bring it back for the boys. I got Sobsy's Leeds, so
Oh.
I know. So yeah. I needed a Liverpool fan.
Yeah, but Matty,
So
you and Callum are all Liverpool fans, and we control this media narrative, so we
yeah,
can
exactly, mate.
keep it
Yeah,
all Liverpool.
we've got the narrative. We're like the BBC, aren't we? We're just pushing out our it's propaganda. So now we'll get him to a Liverpool game for sure. Midweek one or something like that. We've got people that we know and stuff that we can get tickets for and different stuff. It'll be a good time, I think, for him to just see different parts of the UK. There's a lot of nice things. Obviously, Hull gets its rap, but I think anyone that lives here knows it's actually,
I think we
and
just
it'll be
lost.
good for him.
Yeah, we lost you there for a second, but I think we got the gist of it there, Matty. Yeah, we
The
can
whole
get.
thing,
There
right?
we go.
The whole thing. It gets the bad rap, doesn't it? But
It
he'll
does.
enjoy it. I think he'll enjoy it. There's plenty to see, plenty to do, and yeah, it'll be good.
I think it'll be about maybe an hour after arrival by the time someone mentions Chip Spice to him, maybe. Um, I won't give them too much publicity. Um, in terms of Scotland as well, you obviously said, family. You still have family up there that you'd be looking to see during the trip as well, or
yeah, I got tons of family in Eyemouth. Just it's up the coast there. They're in Scotland, so my cousin Reese was just down here in October, so he stayed with me, and then he's back there, so he's excited. He's never been to a hockey game, so he'll be coming down to Hull to watch some games, which will be fun. The whole entire family there, they're big football fans, but I'm gonna get him into hockey, so for sure I'll be seeing them too, which I'm excited for.
I think we've just obviously with Callum McGill as well. Of course, he is Scottish, but he obviously played his junior in Canada as well. So I think we're finding us Scots that have lost the way in Canada. I think that's how we'll frame that one. I'm going to throw one last question to you, Kaden. You can choose one item to bring back from Canada to Hull. I asked this one to both of our Canadians from last year at the start of the year. What's the one item you're going to bring with you from Canada?
My golf clubs. I'm a big golfer, so I'm excited for the Scottish golf too.
I
The
think
UK.
of course, last year we had, I think Brock and Bobby both said maple syrup, but I think Owen Sobchat's gonna be much happier with the golf answer. I think there, Matty. He loves it, doesn't he?
Oh, Sobs will be loving that. Yeah, we got a couple of us now, so we got a good little group of golfers. That'll be good. And you know what, Brock? He said maple syrup, but I guarantee he should have brought his golf clubs because he had to buy some off like Facebook Marketplace, and it was terrible. So he brought his clubs, like so. Yeah, no, it'll be good. We'll get some games in.
Yeah,
See,
I'm gonna for sure check out St. Andrews too. That's another thing I forgot to mention. It's another bucket list thing for me.
it's almost as if we had just announced a whole Seahawks golf partner this week, isn't it, Matty? It's almost as if we planned that one. Bit of one. We've lost Matty again there. We've lost him again, but here we go. He'll rejoin us. But yeah, of course. Have we
No
got him
one
back?
should.
There we
No
go.
one should ever get AirPods. They're terrible. No, yeah, that worked out well, didn't it? So yeah, we'll get out to Berstwick definitely. Boys have got free golf there now, so it's a pretty sweet deal, I think. So yeah, it's good.
Who knows? Maybe we can have a behind the curtain little follow them around on the cart one day. Let's maybe give some people some behind the scenes if they'd like that. But it's been a fantastic episode here on episode 45 Behind the Curtain. First of all, I've got to say thank you very much for joining us, Kaden. I know you're super busy this week, but the fans will be super excited to get to know a little bit more about you.
Yeah, I can't wait to get going. I'm counting down the days, so it's going to be an awesome year, and I'm super pumped.
And of course, Matty, we said this one would be a big one. Super excited that it's now sort of out there and in the open, but there's still a few little exciting little tidbits to announce here and there. We're not yet done, are we?
No, there's a couple more to do, but yeah, this obviously was sort of the last really big piece, I think. And yeah, hopefully everyone's excited about it. And like you say, it's getting down to it now. Everyone's looking forward to it, starting to ramp up. So yeah, it's good. Excited. Thanks for coming on, mate. Appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys having me on.
It's been another, let's say, great episode. You know, we are weeks, well, a few weeks now from pre-season. We are only about 3 weeks exactly now, I think, until the fun day down back in Duke Cumberland, isn't it, in North Ferriby? It's gonna be another great day down there. If you haven't yet got your tickets, make sure you do. We want to see a full crowd out there once again to see what are. I can't give any clues away, but there are some stunning looking jerseys, and you're all going to be excited to see them come August the 3rd. And make sure you like, share, follow, and subscribe to Hull Seahawks Behind the Curtain on YouTube. And we will get Spotify and Apple sorted for you this week as well. So make sure you let everyone know about the great works going on here. Make sure you tune in to episode 46 of Behind the Curtain.